Hello and welcome to the Business Spotlight interview series. I'm your host Sonali Nigam, and today I'm joined by Emma Wynne, founder and CEO of Gateway HR Limited. Hi, Emma. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure is all mine, Emma. Thank you so much. So, would you like to kick us off with a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Yep, sure. So my name's Emma. I set up Gateway HR way back in 2007. So we're into our 18th year now. So providing HR and management development for mainly smaller businesses. We do work with larger businesses, but most of what we do is supporting small businesses with their HR because they don't need a full-time HR person, but they do need help to get the best from their team and look after their team.
Perfect. So, more than 18 years, sorry, did you say? So, 18
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
18 years in the business. So, what do you attribute your growth to, Emma?
I think a combination of things. So certainly being resilient and keep going, um, but also being constantly open to new ideas, being willing to learn, whether that's ways of running the business, what services we offer, marketing, all the different parts of a business, because a lot has changed over those 18 years. So keeping myself up to date, but also really understanding our clients as well and what they want. So as that has changed over the years, not being
Mhm,
stuck in our ways, finding different ways of working, and
mhm.
looking for different clients.
Oh, that's quite
Yeah.
interesting that you're so keen to learn and to, not just stick to those learnings that you've done in the past, but to, grow with the
Mhm.
community as the world changes. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say as a biggest learning as an owner of the business running successfully?
Um, Gosh, there's so many. So I would say that it's being willing to change. So
Mhm.
as a business owner, it's about your clients and your customers. It's not about you. So if they're looking for something different, so again, always listening to your customers or your clients, or if things are changing and you're taking on less clients or customers and thinking, I wonder why that is. What is it that people want? So always being open to ask. Um, and also, I think within business, sometimes we can assume that if people are working in the same line of business that everybody is a competitor and that we shouldn't talk to each other, whereas actually we've done great work over the years with other HR businesses,
Mhm.
sharing ideas, working with each other and supporting each other. So very much around the support, and definitely asking for help when you need it, because you can't, as a business owner, you can't possibly know everything. So
True,
if
very true.
something's not your strength, so for me, I've never done my own accounts, always had a bookkeeper and an accountant, because that's not my strength. I could spend many hours trying to do it and I'd probably still get it wrong.
Emma, but I love the way that you literally confess that this is not my strength, but I've worked over the years to get a help or maybe a bookkeeper to help me go forward, help to move forward. So that's
Mhm.
quite interesting, Emma. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that. So,
Yeah, no problem.
um, thank you. We need to make sure that the interview is full of learning. So, can I ask what challenges are you facing currently in your business and how do you plan to address them?
Yeah, I would say one of our main challenges over probably since COVID, to be honest, is a complete change in the training world.
Mhm.
So obviously during COVID, a lot of training didn't happen because
Yeah.
businesses had different priorities. Historically, we'd always done all our training face to face, so going out to clients, or clients would come to us. Again, obviously that had to change because we weren't
Yeah.
allowed to
Yeah.
do that.
Right.
Um, but even since then, the training world, and now with the economy how it is, you know, uh, I say rightly or wrongly, I think wrongly, whenever there's a financial challenge, it's always training budgets that go first,
Right.
which is, in my mind, madness, because that's when, as a business, you need to be at your best and make sure that all your team members are
And
at their
yeah.
best. But that's always been the way, and I'm sure it always will be the way. So again, finding different ways of delivering training or creating training that has a lower cost for clients, Um, and again, moving more into e-learning as well. So then people can complete that training at a time that suits them. Because again, how people work and where they work has changed hugely, particularly obviously in the last 4 to 5 years. So again, doing things differently. So I think that would be my main one in terms of the training world, but also how quickly things are changing. Again, in terms of things like marketing, where to find your customers, how to get in front of them, and when there's so much out there, deciding which
Mm-hmm.
is the best method, which one do we try?
Right.
When as
Yeah.
when as a small business, you have a limited budget, so always thinking,
Right.
right, what is the best use of our money when
Right.
it comes to marketing?
Very true, because you need to understand which way to move forward to get the right client. So I completely agree with that. Emma, to be honest, in a business, the employees are the crucial part as well, because it's just
Yes.
not us, it's also them as well who help the business
Mhm.
grow and strive to full potential. Having said that, what qualities do you look for in employees, and how do you foster a positive and a productive work environment?
Yeah. So in terms of qualities, certainly matching our values. We have very strong values as a business. So focusing around, bringing people into the team who share those values. So one of our values is that we do the right thing.
Mhm.
So people who will behave in that way. Also, people who are resilient. Because working in a small business and working in HR, sometimes you have to be very resilient in terms of,
Right.
what you're helping clients with. So being able to do that, but also enthusiastic and ambitious. So ambitious for
Hmm.
themselves, ambitious for the business, because that means that they bring great ideas. Again, do the best for our clients, and I suppose wrapped up in all of that is people that are, fun to work with. We're
Most
all we're all
important.
very busy, but actually you need to be able to have a laugh and a joke in the office and
Of
like
course,
the people
Emma.
like the people that you work with.
Of course, to have that surrounding. Of course, completely agree. That's just amazing to know. And when we have talked about several aspects about your business, and now I would like to touch about the personal aspect as well. So,
Mhm.
how do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business successfully? I mean, how do you strike that perfect balance, if I can ask that?
Yeah, I would I would say I've learned a lot over the years. So when I started the business, my daughter was 9 months old, and my son was 3. Um, so there's always been that balance. Obviously now, my son's left home and is at university, and my daughter will go to university later this year.
Wow.
So it's always been that balancing. And what I've always tried to do, I'm not saying it's always worked, is to try to make sure that you're present in whichever role you are at that time. So when you're at work, focusing and getting as much done as possible. So then when you're home, you're
Mm-hmm.
actually, when I say present, not just physically present, but actually, listening to people, spending time with the family rather than get home but carry on working, or get home and actually you're there, but you're thinking about work. So
Work.
really
Yeah.
focusing on that time, and being really good at managing your time and knowing what is really a priority, because otherwise it could be very easy. I'm sure as a business owner, if you wanted to, you could probably work 24 hours a day, because there's always something else that you could do. But it's
Do,
being able
yeah.
to think, actually, is that enough for today? Is there
Mm-hmm.
is there anything? I always use the expression, is anything going to go horribly wrong if I stop
Right.
now and start
Yeah.
again tomorrow? And most of the time, the answer is actually no.
No.
Whatever it is can wait till tomorrow. And
Tomorrow.
family, friends, social life is as important as the
As the
business,
professional.
because if
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't have one, there's no point having the other. So,
So true and so nicely articulated by
mm.
you, Emma. And I'm sure our listeners have learned, picked up so many things. So, is there any closing remark or a golden nugget that you would like to share with the audience, if I can ask that?
Yeah. Um, I would say, and I would, obviously this is what we do for a living in terms of HR, but also obviously I employ people as well. So I don't just teach people how to do it. I do it as well. But it's about making sure that you really, really know your team and your team members. because like you said, your team are the most important part of the business, because if you don't have
Mhm.
them, you don't have a business. So really getting to know people as individuals. So what motivates one person will be different to somebody else. What's important to one person will not be so important to somebody else. Because if you really get to know people, you can help them be their best at work. And of course, if they're
Mhm.
their best at work, they deliver the best for your business.
So true. Thank you so much for your time today, Emma. It was great meeting you, listening you, and learning
Mhm.
so much about your journey. I totally enjoyed it, to be honest. And to everyone watching, I look forward to see you in my next episode. Thank you so much, Emma.
Okay, thank you.